This week we kick off season 10 of the Argos Fancast with your draft recap, your primer for training camp, and what we've already got a flag. So let's get right to it. Crack those cold ones. It's the Argos Fancast. You can find us at Argos Fancast or anywhere you find your friendly neighborhood podcast. Just search Argos Fancast. I am Clay Chisholm. You can find me at All Kinds of Clay on just about any social media that you are on. And joining us, as always, he is our resident historian from ArgoFans.com, the VP of Football Operations, Will Gertler, MBA.
Hi, everybody. You can find me on Twitter at ArgoFans or at www.argofans.com.
And Doug is on evenings this week, so he will be back once he's back on days. You can find him on Blue Sky at DougB519, and you can find the Double Blue Order in section 116 or at doubleblueorder.ca. They've got a merch store, and you can buy a few Argo things. Well, sir, we're back for season 10. We're hard to believe we're a decade into this. So, I mean, we've got a few things to talk about. We've got, once again, some announcements from the commissioner that changed things a little bit. And we've got the draft. Oh, yeah. So, where do you want to start here?
Oh, God. Well, we should probably just deal with the fucking elephant in the room.
All right.
The playoff. Playoff format. Good Lord.
Yeah. So the playoff format, we're moving from 5 games to 9 games. And we're adding what appears to be a page system kind of playoff. Yeah. So what's going to happen is you're technically going to have 8 of 9 teams making the playoffs. And,
no, not technically. You are going to have 8 or 9 teams make the playoffs. I don't care about these semantics about it's a play-in game. No, it's the fucking playoffs.
All right. So you're going to have in round 1, you're going to have the number 1 and 2 seeds in each division play each other, and then the winner of that gets a bye to the semifinal, or what they're calling the Grey Cup semifinal. The loser goes into the round 2 of the playoffs to play the winner of the play-in game on their side. And those play-in games are going to be seeded 5 through 8, regardless of which division you're in. So you're going to have on one side, and I'm assuming it's going to be the number 1 ranked team in the league is going to get the 5 and 8 on their side, and then the other side is going to be the 7 and 6. But that hasn't been really explained to us.
It's going to be reseeded, I think.
Yeah,
because obviously, if the 8 beats the 5 by some miracle, they're going to play whoever the highest rank, either the 1 or 2. And then, because it wouldn't be fair to put, the 1 and 5, 1 against 5, and then the 2 versus the.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is they're going to do 5 versus 8 to winner goes to 5 versus 8 goes to round 2, and then the winner of that goes to round 3, which is the Grey Cup semifinal.
They get the bye that normally the first place team gets.
Yeah. So, my initial thought, what the fuck is this?
Well,
I mean, I get why they're doing it. I just think without an expansion announcement, it
makes the league look silly. The 5 and 13. So the CFL set up the crossover in 1996 or whenever it was to ensure that a 4-14 or a 5-13 team was not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You've now created the conditions where the 2025 Toronto Argonauts, who finished with a 5-13 record, would have been the 8th seed. I would have earned the right to probably go to Calgary and get killed.
Yeah.
You know, the 1981 Ottawa Rough Riders were a 1 in a million shot. I mean, I've seen some people justify it by saying, okay, it's just kind of set things up for expansion, but we've been talking expansion since time immemorial, and it hasn't happened.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I said it without expansion, this just it feels
Silly.
like they're jumping the gun. It feels kind of stupid. I mean, I understand it from a revenue standpoint, and I have a feeling that's why it got announced now, as opposed to once they have teams in place, because this league needs revenue. Because realistically, 2 teams make money, and one of those teams is the one that hosts the Grey Cup, right?
Yes.
And so you need to get an influx of cash into this league, and 4 additional playoff games is going to bring a significant amount of money into this league. It's going to pay the players more because they're going to get their bonus structure per playoff game.
Well, it's interesting. The PA is on board, but some players have voiced.
Oh, the PA is on board because they're getting paid.
Yep.
Right? Like, I don't think there's anything else you can really, just like, are they being paid for it? Yes, they're being paid more money. So obviously they're going to say yes. But it just, the optics of this are not good without expansion.
No.
And is it going to make a difference to you and I and Doug and anybody watching this or listening to this show? Absolutely not. We're gonna be going to the games no matter what.
Right. But I mean, there are enough people. Well, I mean, there are people online who say, "Oh, I'm not going anymore." Whether they actually follow through with that.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
to me, it's not going to make a difference. I'm going to go to the games. Yes, I'm going to have to talk about this. 8 or 9 teams in the playoffs. There are other leagues that do this stuff. Trying to bring up all the comparables. The arena league. There's a couple of arena leagues that do this. And
because they're the benchmark, we should be.
Yeah. You get a page playoff system like this where it's a curling thing. There's lots of things that we're going to have to bring up to try and argue the point, but like without expansion, it just looks, the optics don't look great. Now you add 3 teams to this league, and I think this is great. Right? I did add 3 teams, and then everything works out perfectly.
You've had enough trouble adding 1.
Yeah.
That's my biggest.
Well, yeah. I mean, forever they've been trying to add a 10th team. That I think with some of the other things with is the field size, I think was right now is probably the biggest hurdle in getting a venue. But with the change in the field size, that's going to make it so that some existing stadiums, albeit they'll need a little bit of upgrading, can host CFL games. You've got one being built, and I'm not sure if it's built or being built but a small stadium in Halifax for the Halifax Wanderers. And I think that one's, I want to say 10, they just under 10,000 or something like that, based on their needs. So you expand on that. It's a lot easier to expand on an existing building than it is to build a brand new one. Right. And then, then there's, you've got a couple extra places you can play. So that was one of the changes that was made. The other one was the CFL season is going to be moving up their timeline.
Well, so it's going to start Victoria Day, and it's going to run through Thanksgiving. I mean,
with I think as they said, November 7th was the target date for the Grey Cup that year.
And as you know, I don't exactly like the cold weather, so I could live with this part of it.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with this at all. I think it's a great idea, especially with the way they are trying to position it so that we have a definite start date every year. Like, when's the CFL start? Victoria Day or Victoria Day long weekend. We just now need every province to start observing the Victoria Day long weekend.
Well, a few weird things with this. Everybody said in the past, we can't do Victoria Day. We can't do Victoria Day because you're in the heart of the NHL playoffs. Some people have brought up some other factors. Training camp's going to start for the draft. The draft's going to have to be before the NFL draft now, which isn't unprecedented. I might point out it used to be held before the NFL draft for the longest time, but I understand why the CFL wants to do it after now, because they need to check who gets drafted in the NFL. But then other people so the draft picks are still in exams potentially.
Yes.
And I think I understand Ben Grant brought this up somewhere, I don't know where,
on his show this week.
Okay, I didn't know it was up somewhere. I couldn't find it, but training camp, if they need the dorms,
they may not be available. And I mean, to bring this a little bit home to us, especially if we're going to Guelph has a shortage of dorms. They have issues every year with not all of the first years being able to get into dorms.
Yeah.
So their rooms are at a premium as it is. So it's not like there's going to be unused rooms ready for 115 people.
Yeah.
Right, because that's essentially what you're getting. I think there's some places where they do hold the things where it's they have a little bit more room for that, but not where the Argos hold our training camp.
I mean, the fact is probably any university you go to in late April is going to be problematic, because I think it was Nick or whatever. It was Nick, I think. Sanju pointed out, if we go to the Victoria Day start, the first preseason game would have been played this past Saturday, May 2nd or whenever it was.
Mm-hmm. Which means they would have been probably in camp from mid-April.
Yeah.
Which
not necessarily. No, the first preseason. Well, yeah, because somebody would have it would be this 9th. It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they play
Yeah.
well, no, you're right. Well, no, he was right because isn't there?
Yeah, there's technically 3 preseason games. And they'd have to be in the dorms mid-April.
Yeah.
That's entirely not possible because, like, I know my son in university, he wasn't done his exams until the 3rd week in April.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, that's my recollection too of undergrad. I wasn't done until later April.
Yeah, so that's going to be a problem, and you can't. You don't want to be putting these guys up in hotel rooms,
not at all,
because it is stupidly expensive to do that.
Yeah.
And 2, you're going to have to be adding additional transportation costs to that to move them back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it's the fact that we're adding more playoff games to generate more revenue for these teams so we can come close to breaking even is probably not the best to try. And now we got to spend more money on training camp.
Yeah.
Because I think every team in the CFL uses a university dorms for their training camps.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think they must.
Because I think I know Edmonton normally holds theirs. The workouts and everything are at Commonwealth Stadium, but I believe they do stay at the University of Alberta.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are teams who do their workouts at the actual stadium. Yeah. I think
and
Hamilton.
Yeah, but they stay.
Yeah,
but even Hamilton, I believe they stay at Mac as well.
Yeah.
So
ask.
So it's I think that's going to be the biggest hurdle they have with starting the games earlier. And I think the only thing we're going to really lose is the possible snow games.
Good.
So there's that. Now, with the fun out of the way, the Argos did draft some people. In the Canadian draft, they had several picks. Second overall pick was offensive lineman Nicholas Henning out of Queens, 6'6", 298. He has attended a mini camp with the Las Vegas Raiders, and they signed him to a contract. So we'll likely be waiting a little ways for him.
You got, yeah. You got I mean, that pick, it wasn't weird, but it was just like everyone's like, "Oh, he's a great athlete," but they feel like the Argos still reached off the board for him a bit. But like now he's signed in the NFL all of a sudden. Like I thought the goal of the draft was, I don't know if the Argos foresaw that, because I think the goal this year was draft guys who were going to be at camp because the team needed an influx of Canadians.
Well, I mean, like Hogan was on Ben Grant show, and I happened to listen to it earlier today, and he did mention that they all believe that because of his size, he was less likely to sign in the NFL, mainly because and when they saw going to minicamp, usually nothing comes of that.
Right.
So they were all very high on him. He's like uber athletic. He's really raw. He used to be an H-back tight end, and then put on a bunch of weight and became a tackle. And so that's kind of where they're looking at, the eventual replacement for Ryan Hunter. But this guy technically could walk in and would put up a fight for the starting position.
I thought they were making noises like he wasn't going to be a plug and play guy if he had come up.
From what I heard like he's, they feel he could play tackle in the CFL, and they just felt his size was a little bit small for the.
Not that he can't play tackle in the CFL, but I think they're saying like he wasn't going to be a day one starter or anything.
Well, I'm saying that more from some of the evaluations that I saw of him,
Okay.
Not necessarily from the Argos, but from. Right. I mean, what the nice thing about when Ben had Hogan on, he mentioned that literally they looked at each other and they just said Henning, yes, and everybody in that room agreed. Once it came out, and they threw in their pick from there.
Right.
From there, the Argos went running back with their second round pick.
Yeah.
Isaiah Smith, who they're from Guelph, who they're very high on, very hard runner. He's 6 foot, 230 pounds, and get that Canadian running back that can do a bunch of things for you, like Daniel Adeboboye did.
Yeah. But again, somebody that they said they could probably get later on. Yeah.
But at the same time, like, they kind of, I think they felt that there was a chance that somebody else was going to take him.
That's what they said, I know, but
so, and that wasn't the only running back they picked up. The other guy they got at number 16, which from what I hear was one of the main guys they're targeting in this one is Ethan John out of Windsor. He's a DB, and he's apparently he's a ridiculously strong human being. Also very smart. That's kind of becomes a theme with the Argos picks. They took a lot of guys with a lot of high football IQ.
Yeah.
So they Ethan John, not a big guy, 5'9", 189, but from what I've heard, doesn't play like he's a 5'9", 189 guy. And then we go to round 3, where we picked up another DB, more prototypical Canadian CFL DB, Louis-Philippe Gauthier out of Montreal, 6 foot 202. And then Darius McKenzie at number 23 fell to them, linebacker out of South Alabama, 6'1", 224. And I know they were shocked that he was available there.
Yeah. So
they picked him up just because he was much higher on their board that they didn't think they were going to be able to get. Then they got a 6'2", 205 wide receiver from Eastern Washington, Nolan Ulm. Another guy who's they high football IQ. People from Eastern Washington been saying you're going to love this guy. So he's very a guy that can pretty much be on the roster day one. Likely one of the many guys that are going to be able to jump on special teams without any worries there. Then we picked another interior offensive lineman, Frank. Yeah, we'll call him Frank V. Yeah, we'll let Adam try and pronounce his name. 6'3".
Adam can pronounce it because he's been the MAC PA announcer.
Oh yeah. You'll know him. Frank, O lineman from MAC. Then we go to round 6. Another wide receiver, this one out of Windsor, Tyreek Cason. Fast guy. Very can run the whole route tree from what I've heard. Then we've got a kicker with one hell of a leg, Nathan Walker, out of York. He's can do both jobs, both punting and place kicking.
He's been tough.
And plus they flat out said they're going to need a guy in camp because Haralahu is not going to be at camp every day because he does have a day job. And
well, yes, he has to make people money with
and his day job does
pay him well.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it that football is his hobby.
Yes.
Round 8, we got a couple guys that are going to be in the backfield and probably the special teams running back from Windsor, Wagby Mambo. Another guy who's really fast. And then we got a fullback, Sebastian Parsalidis. And Ben is super high on this guy. He absolutely fullback, 5'9", 224, but everybody said he plays like he's, a 6'5", 350 guy who has wheels for an NFL player. Like, he is a guy that's going to run over you, and he's got a great eye for picking up blitzes and everything like that. So that does the Canadian draft. And not your specialty, Will, but
not yours either.
No, not necessarily. If the OUA would have been on TV a little bit more, I probably would know more about these players. But
right.
That's a issue for another day. A lot of guys are with very high football IQ, guys that can contribute from day one in training camp. So,
except for Nicholas Henning.
Yeah. And I believe we've signed the majority of them. We haven't signed Nicholas Henning.
I think the majority of them have signed. Yeah.
Yeah. So so we'll see most of them training camp starting this Sunday, Mother's Day.
Rookies are reported today.
Yep.
I guess players get their medicals and things done Saturday. Then Sunday, I guess they're on the field in some fashion.
Yep. Hopefully it'll be a little bit less hit and miss with Mike Miller than it has been in the past few years, where they may decide to change times last minute or decide, okay, we only need 20 minutes on the field. So hopefully. We also had the global draft where we picked up two players. Round 1, we picked number 2, Jordan Spasojevic Moko.
Don't tax yourself over.
Yeah. And round 2, pick 11 with the another O lineman, Fa'alili Fa'amoa, a Samoan from Wake Forest. Both big guys, both 6'5", and not sure where they'll end up or not, but
hopefully one of them will never see the light of day.
Illegal procedure, defense, They made the offense move. 5-yard penalty. First down repeated.
Haven't seen that.
And Will, I believe that is your cue.
Yeah, so I'm a little disappointed over this Jordan guy. He has baggage.
Yep.
He's kicked off his college team, his first college team, for violating some sort of protection order. And then went to Hawaii, was it?
No, he went to California, and it was the Hawaii Bowl.
Yes, and he was a participant in a brawl there.
And on top of that, he came out after the brawl had dissipated. He restarted it with a sucker punch.
Yeah, so a team, and it is, the teams knew about this beforehand. And the league said we may not register the contract because of, the gender-based policy violation. So first of all, why are we drafting a person with these sort of character? And secondly, why are we drafting a guy who may never even be allowed to play in the league?
Exactly.
It's a wasted pick, and the team's already under enough crap from the Chad Kelly debacle. So the reputation is getting dragged through the mud.
Yeah, I don't see, with the baggage that he has, I don't see what the point of trying to pick this guy up was. When you look at it all, he did not fit with the type of players they've been drafting at all in the Canadian draft. They went completely off their board based on, getting a smart player.
Yep.
It just, none of it made sense on that pick.
Not at all.
So, second guy,
good luck.
Big Samoan.
Good luck to the second guy.
Big Samoan likely is going to get some sniffs in the NFL too. We'll see what he can do when he comes up here, if he does. So that was a draft. The other item that came up in the last 24 hours is a retirement. DeVaris Daniels is hanging up cleats, and not sure what his life after his playing days are done is going to concern, but I'd be willing to put money on the fact that he's going into coaching on some level.
Yep. I would agree. And you know what? Thank you to DeVaris for everything. He won 2 Grey Cup rings with the Argos and was a big part of both. And, classy leadership guy.
Absolutely. And for me, he was a guy that, like, DeVaris Daniels, regardless of what was going on in his season, the injuries, anything like that, if he was in the game and you needed a clutch catch, you just threw it up and DeVaris Daniels came down with it. He's, I've been, saying, okay, well, last year we had Dejan Brissett becoming the new DeVaris Daniels. Now we're going to look at somebody else becoming the new. To me, he had that much of an impact that I've almost lumped him in with if he had more years as an Argo, I would say you would created a position that you would we had like the Andre Dury position.
Yeah.
Whereas you referred to, okay, which player is going to be play the Dury position? You know, to me, which player is going to be the Tavares receiver? You know, who's going to make those catches when you need it? And you know, not a whole lot of guys end up with something like that you're talking about a couple years after he left production. Well, all the best in retirement, Tavares Daniels, and hope to see you coaching, hopefully for the Argos at some point. But
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if his dad brings him in at least as a guest coach in training camp in Ottawa, as his dad's on the Ottawa coaching staff. So
perfect action to Dinwiddie.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, so that's and then
what
the other stuff we got going on is we got the theme games are announced.
Yeah,
this would normally be the 3-minute warning kind of stuff, but neither of us are Doug, so
you can have the all you can eat section.
Yes.
$40.
Yeah, $40 plus applicable fees, the Ticketmaster fees, all that stuff, and it's all you can eat, inclusive of your seat. That's the home opener. So they're gonna have begin the festivities in Liberty Village with the street level activations. There's going to be a DJ and more and all kinds of other stuff going on for the first game. But yeah, that all you can eat is the first one they're going to do. See how that goes and go from there. Next one, you've got the CNE game on August 22nd. So your game day ticket will get you into the CNE for free. So
excited!
Yeah,
the X is
and
long lines for some weird bacon wrapped marshmallow or something, and go to the petting zoo, the trinket building.
Some of the rides that are
no. You don't let your friends go on rides at the X. They're too dangerous. And you got donuts.
Yeah, the mini donuts. That's what I go for.
Yes.
And then they're on September 12th. I don't know exactly what the deal they're giving to students, but they're going to be extending deals to university students during Frosh Week. So probably lots of cheap tickets and promotion of a lot of the cheap beer, and hopefully that brings out fans from a lot of local universities, because we have a few. U of T, you've got York, both of them who have teams. Some years you believe they're not teams, but
yeah.
And then you've also got TMU, and then you've got and you've got I'm going to the ones that don't. Now you get several colleges as well, so lots of things to extend to students to come out to a game. Hopefully this goes well and becomes a regular thing, because I think that's something that they need to do more of. Then you got September 19th. You've got the WWE game.
Despite what the promotional picture for that game shows, I will not be wrestling that day. Thank you, Ali. I know I consented tonight, bought a ticket, but really I didn't consent. And thankfully, I'm not front and center in the pictures. So,
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that's going to do. They're going to be some WWE superstars, so there'll likely be, meet and greets before the game. They're going to be do some in-game experiences with the fans.
they can't they won't. TFC won't allow them to just bring a ring out at halftime and have somebody go at it.
And they'll have a ceremonial WWE belt. So we're going to get an actual Argos WWE belt.
Well, back in the day, there was that card at Exhibition Stadium where pinball was in Ahmed Johnson's corner, and I think that's who it was, at least.
I can't remember that one, so.
Yeah, it was 1986.
And then on October 3rd, we've got the Future of Football game, where they're going to they've got a deal with the Buffalo Bills and the next generation players, youth leagues, and all that stuff. Well, they'll bring them out, and they're listing special guests from Bills Mafia, whatever that players are, all that stuff. Pre and post game. The Junior Argos will have a chance to engage with both the Argos and Bills players, as well as the special guests. So, yeah. And then the last theme game, taking a page from the Blue Jays, going to have Looney Dog game on October 23rd. Last home game.
They'll be working overtime.
Yeah, they're going to be.
Hot dogs are not the most gourmet. Two of the $3 hot dogs make you feel like you want to vomit all over.
Well, hopefully they've at least got some of the hot dogs from the Jays. To upgrade their hot dog quality, I guess. It's also going to be somewhat of the fan appreciation game. Going to have usually some they do with every last home game of the year. Some in arena giveaways and surprises, special appreciation moments through the night. So a lot of things that they're planning, but they haven't gotten to yet. So.
And I'm looking forward to Adam advertising the sizzling schnitzel for the Kitchener Waterloo Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
That was always my favorite promotion last year. Ouch.
Well,
do we have anything else to talk about?
You know what? No, I've got some stuff that I want to save for when Doug gets back, so we can have a good discussion on this. Something a suggestion that one of my sons brought up. But yeah, we'll save that for another time. And I guess that does it for the season 10 premiere of the Argos Fancast. Will, where can they find you?
On Twitter at ArgoFans or at ArgoFans.com.
And you can find Doug at DougB519 exclusively on Blue Sky. You can check out his YouTube page. It's it was Double Order 1873. I'll have to get that back from. And you can find his group Double Order at Double Order on many social media sites and doubleorder.ca for their merch store. You can find me at All Kinds of Clay on the various social media machines. And you can find the Argos Fancast at Argos Fancast or anywhere you find your friendly neighborhood podcast. Just search Argos Fancast. And we are a proud member of the Shotgun Sports Network. They are our rich hippie benefactors and are providing us with this fancy YouTube setup. that does it for the Argos Fancast this week. We'll talk to you next week when there's some footballs flying through the air. Cheers, everyone.